support the Wind node network. And then where do we go from there? Like, why is Wind so exciting to all of us? Like, what are we building? What do we want to support on it? What do we want to build upon it? Week 5, last week we talked about layer 1 and layer 2 networks. So we're getting very deep into that now. So we're talking about what, like the Wind node, for instance, the network that it is built on, as well as like the Ethereum node network or the Bitcoin network and all these different networks. And then how a layer 1 or a layer 2 can interact between these two networks. So we're going to build upon that, as well as block explorers, and intertwine these things of going a little deeper into layer 1 and layer 2. So that involves a bridge. So what is a bridge? Blockchain bridge it's basically just a connection between different blockchains, exactly what we were just talking about. It allows for transfer of tokens and data between those two networks. So how do we do that? This is like a simple pictorial of like blockchain 1 and blockchain 2, and how it requires gas fees between the two blockchains. So that's one thing that we'll hit on later in this presentation, so that you can understand that a little more, but just keep that in the back of your mind. And I'm actually going to swap to a different presentation real quick, because this was an analogy that I had come up with, because I understood that bridges was kind of a complicated subject whenever you are talking about interconnecting between blockchains. So hopefully this will make things make a little more sense to some people. So I'm going to present this. So different networks and points of interconnect of networks are things that we actually already do in, the non-digital space. So like we have roadways, we have waterways, we have airways, and then we also have railways. So that's the common thing here amongst these 4 things, are they are networks, if you think about them. So what happens on these networks? So you have carriers on them. The roadways, you have cars. The waterways, you have boats. The airways, you have airplanes. And the railroads or railways, you have trains. And I'm going to hit a little bit on this, but they each have their own fuel types. Now, this isn't a perfect example that fits within blockchain, because I know some people say, oh, well, there's vehicles that run on the road that run on diesel. So bear with me a little bit on this, because that is something that is specific to blockchains, that they run on their own fuel source, or the fees, gas fees, if you will. So let's say that only cars run on gas, boats only run on bunker fuel,
Hey, time out real
airplanes
quick.
only. What's that?
So sorry to interrupt you, but we don't see your slides.
Oh,
We see
no?
the
Okay. Oh, I am so sorry about that. Thank you so much for that. Let me go ahead and swap my share. Okay. You see that now? Okay. All right. Let me back up here. All right. Let me go back into presentation mode and just recap this a little bit. Yeah, I didn't have time to merge my 2 presentations together, so please bear with me on that. But okay, so recapping, we have roadways, we have waterways, we have airways, and railways. These are all networks that we already are familiar with. So then each one of these has a carrier. You have the car that goes on the roadway, you have the boat that goes on the waterway, airplane that goes on the airway, and the railroad that goes on the railway. And each one has a fuel source. So we're talking about gasoline for the car, bunker fuel for the boat, jet fuel for the jet, and diesel for the train. And each one of these are governed. So this is an analogy that I use here in the States. It varies country to country, but actually the Department of Transportation actually governs all of ours. Now, each one of them have their own thing, like the DOT for vehicles, or maritime, FAA, and the FRA for railroads. So one thing that we need to remember is these fuels are carried inside of these carriers, right? So they each have their own little containers. The fuel in the plane is inside the wings. The fuel in the train is inside the belly of it. All right, so let's talk about a different network. We're talking about Ethereum. Well, Ethereum has its own carrier. It's the Ethereum node. They also have their own fuel. It is ETH or Ethereum. And they are governed by key participants. They have their ETH ecosystem, all the developers, the Ethereum Foundation, and that's who governs all of that. So another network would be WIN. We have a carrier. We're all some of those carriers that support that with being node owners. It also has fuel. It is WIN, the native digital reward, and it is governed by us, the DGF. So if we if we think about the same aspect, remember the fuel is inside of the carrier on the car. So, or just like the diesel inside of the train, the jet fuel inside of the jet. So WIN is inside of our network and Ethereum is inside of the Ethereum network. All right, so what if you wanted to do something like an interconnect between these networks? Well, you can't just take a train and put it through the airway. So if you wanted to take that fuel that's in that diesel inside of that train, you can't just put that through the air network. You know, this doesn't work. You end up with, you know, going off the rails on a crazy train. It's not possible. So how would you do something like that? If I needed to transport the gas or the diesel that is inside of the train through the airways, we would actually have a contract or an agreement between the two governing parties to transport this. So we would have an agreement. We would remove that fuel from that carrier, from that train, and then we would then transfer through that agreement that we had. We would then also move, like we're going to move that into that airplane. Now, remember, the airplane is powered by its own fuel, its own gas fee, if you will. So look at that as your layer one and your layer two. Layer one is what is powering the carrier on that network. So the airplane is powered by the jet fuel through the airway, but we are transferring another fuel type inside of that carrier powered by its fuel in the airway network. And so that's what we would look at as layer one or layer two. So if you think about it, the diesel is being transferred, but it's being powered and paid for by the jet fuel. Now let's move that into what we're trying to accomplish here is bridges inside of blockchains. So same thing, you have an agreement between the governing parties. Now, these are trust lists. These can be built and then audited by all if they want to be able to utilize them. So it's not really as much as like a handshake that happens in a boardroom or something else, like if you were going to transport fuel through the DOT. These can be built as smart contracts by really anyone. So then this is what we call the bridge. It's a bridge between the two networks. So again, we're going to remove that fuel source from the carrier. So we're going to remove the native digital reward WIN, and then we are going to transfer it through that contract, through the bridge, onto the Ethereum network. Remember, Ethereum is powered by ETH for its gas. That's what powers the Ethereum network. So that's what you would call layer one and layer two. WIN was a layer one on the native network, but now that it is being powered by another network or being transferred through another network, it becomes its layer two. So condensing that down, WIN is being transferred and powered by Ethereum. So that's why an ERC20 token cost Ethereum if you want to send it to someone else because you're utilizing the Ethereum node network at that point. So I hope that maybe helps some people understand that. I know we're getting pretty deep there, but that's just kind of where my mind goes, and that's kind of the best explanation I've been able to come up with so far. All right, let me swap back here to the other presentation and continue on. All right, Denise, is that back? Okay, thank you. All right, so keyword of the day, play to win. Play to win is the keyword of the day. All right, hopefully everyone wrote that down
I
or
didn't know
jotted
you
it
were
down
gonna
somewhere.
put that in so soon. Let
You
me
gotta,
get that form link sent out. Give me just a
yeah,
minute and I'll
okay.
send it in the chat.
Trying to catch them by surprise.
Yeah,
I knew I really
smart.
caught them by surprise if I caught you by surprise.
Yeah, we're all surprised. I'll send that
Okay,
link in just a second
I'll
in
wait
the
a
chat.
second so you can get the link out there. Yes, we're absolutely playing to win. I love that.
All right, there you go.
All righty,
Everybody
so
good?
the form is out there for everyone. So go ahead and capture that if you're wanting to. All right.
Yeah,
So
they say we are still here to listen, keyword or not.
absolutely, I love that. Yes. Okay, so where do you find the win bridge? For those that haven't interacted with the bridge inside of Connect, this is a tutorial or how to do that. So there on the main menu where you hit the drop down, just like we went over the wallet last week, you click on My Wallet, and then you will tab over to Digital Rewards right here in the center whenever you get into your wallet. And then once you land on the digital rewards page, you should see your win and then how much you have as a native win. That's your digital reward. You'll hit this bridge button here and it will bring you into the wallet side for your native. So remember last week we talked about all of your distributions. Whenever they come in, they'll be over here. And then you'll have another blue button here that looks like a bridge. That is the bridge button. Whenever you press that, it will bring up a screen that looks just like this. So you can bridge however many or little, as long as it's above 1,000, we'll hit on that here in a second, of win that you want to bridge over to the Ethereum mainnet. Now, there is a max button. You can hit max. I do recommend removing the decimals just for ease of it. But you can, like I said, you can type in whatever number you want. If you have 10,000, you can do 5,000 of them. If you have 1,000,000 of them, you can do 500,000. Whatever the number is that you're wanting. There's not really a preference either way. You know, it's just down to the user, whatever they're wanting to bridge over to ERC20. But the fees is what I was hinting at earlier. It requires a fee from both the WIN network and the Ethereum network. So that's why you need to have Ethereum inside of your wallet first, or it will say that you have insufficient funds to be able to hit the bridge. Because remember, you're hitting two different networks with the contract that both of those node networks require a fee to process this transaction. So once you do that, you can preview the send, and then a little while later, you will actually receive WIN ERC20 tokens inside of your wallet, inside of the main wallet as a WIN ERC20. All right, and then to bring the Block Explorer into this and kind of build on that a little bit, you can verify a bridge has taken place on the Ethereum network I'm not sure who this is, what wallet it was. I just went to the Win ERC20 contract address and pulled one at random whenever I was scrolling through. But you can see here circled that it is a bridge function. You can see that they bridged 6,639. Oh, never mind. 6,639,000 Win. So this is obviously someone that has been earning for quite some time and then bridge some over. So maybe they just learn how to bridge or just tap back in. But that's showing that they receive this into their Connect wallet. Now, on the Win Block Explorer side, the contract call. Now you can see that the decimal point shows it shows a decimal point, but this is the same round number with the decimal point moved. And we can get into that a little bit deeper later on. But this is on the native side showing that there was a contract call for that bridge to come out so that those native rewards are taken out of this wallet, and then the ERC20 rewards are going into the Ethereum side of that wallet address. So hopefully that shows another application that you can utilize the block explorers for. Because again, this stuff is immutable until the end of time, that you can go back and index these things, look at them. You can look at different wallet addresses, different transactions, and this is one of those applications that you can do with it. And then I want to recap on some cool things that we've done. You know, we're building a community of action takers. So we have completed now 4 community-led challenges. We've distributed 1.68 million Win tokens over the period of these. And again, these are community-led challenges that we're out here trying to get people to take their education and their knowledge that they're learning from all this and apply it so that they can learn to traverse in this new space. So week 1, we had a buy 100,000 Win out of the market and then get 25K. So there's 650K of Win tokens distributed to those action takers that did that for week 1 challenge. Week 2 was buy a Win node, get 40,000 Win. There was 240,000 Win distributed for the action takers for that week. Week 3, buy 100,000 Win out of the market, get 25K. There was 550,000 Win distributed for that. And then week 5, buy a Win node, get 40K Win. And there was 240K Win distributed then. So this is awesome. Like we're slowly building a community, and they're actually going out there, you know, very early on in their education and taking these actions and being rewarded to do so. Because remember, that's what we are building here is proof of action, and that's just amazing wins for everyone all around. So if you haven't participated in these, I heavily encourage you, you know, apply these new things that everyone is learning here and come join us, come take action inside of these and win. All right. So let's continue that then. The weekly community challenge for tonight is purchase 85,000 Win and get a chance to receive either $100 in Switch, Grow, or Win. So this is a different approach from we've done in the past. So there will be only 3 wallets chosen at random. So there will be 3 winners. Each one of those winners will get $100 in Switch, or one of those 3 will receive $100 in Switch. The other one will receive $100 in Grow, and then that third winner will receive $100 in Win. These will be chosen at random, and there's no form needed for this because it'll be selected from the Block Explorer. We will go through, we'll look at all the transactions that were within this time frame that actually perform these actions. We're going to pick them at random and distribute the tokens. That will be announced, that wallet, inside of the Discord and then inside of the Mighty app whenever these tokens are distributed. And the deadline that I was talking about is complete this purchase by Sunday, March 2nd at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. So if you're watching this recording, you still have time to join in before this time, before this deadline. All right. So I am actually going to do a live demo of this and let everyone see. For those that are either rusty and they haven't done this much, or maybe they watch us go through this, but they're still a little confused about something. So let's go ahead and just do a live demo on it, and we'll go from there. And then if you are new to this call, or if you're watching this recording, pay attention to this and then join along, and let's get some wind purchased. All right, so this is MetaMask. I know I'm doing a little bit of a recap here for those that have paid attention and have gone through this with us in the past. But MetaMask is a third-party wallet application. It's open source. Anyone can open one. Doesn't require an email address or anything. And I have it set up here inside of a browser extension. It looks very similar to this on the mobile application if you're using that.
We don't see your screen again.
Oh no.
Thanks, Deborah. And Charlie.
Yes, thank you.
Put it in the chat.
All right, we're back. All right, so this is what it looks like inside of the extension, or if you were inside of mobile. And if you had just set one up, you've just secured your 12-word seed phrase, your Ethereum spot will show 0 here. So you'll need to fund your wallet with Ethereum, whether you purchase it through here or if you purchase it from a third party like Switch Reward Card or Coinbase, wherever you get Ethereum from, or if you already just have some stored somewhere, you can just send it here by taking your receive address here and sending it from wherever it's sourced. All right, so step 1, we need to import the WIN contract address so that we will have the balance there and the token to be able to swap to. The best place to do this is the place of source, or the source of truth, which is the support FAQ site, so that we know for sure we have the correct ERC20 contract address. So I have this blockchain boost link tree here. I'll send it out here in the chat for those that don't have it. If not, the WIN ERC20 contract address can just be found on the support.connectunited.com site. You can just search ERC20 or contract address and it'll come up. That was just a really quick place that has been it's been very valuable, and it's just a community tool that was built that we use for quick access. But the WIN ERC20 contract address is this 0x string of letters and numbers here. So I'm going to copy this and get it on my clipboard. I'm going to go back to my MetaMask app. And then I'm going to hit this plus import button right here. If you're on mobile, it may be on the bottom, but it will be an import button. Whenever you click that, we have a custom token contract address. So we need to tab over to custom token whenever we're there. And then you will have a field that says token contract address that you can paste the address that's on your clipboard into it. And then it will automatically populate the token symbol WIN. So we know that we're there. We'll hit next, and then we will hit import. All right, so token imported successfully. Now we're ready to swap into it. So we're going to go into the Ethereum section of the wallet and then hit the swap button. Remember, because we are swapping from Ethereum to WIN. So whenever we hit swap, it brings up ETH in this top section has a down arrow to a select token. So this is what you're swapping from in the top, and this is what you're swapping to in the bottom. So we need to select WIN inside of this drop down. I'll type in WIN. You'll see it right here. Select it. And what it's prompting you is just that you've added it manually. You did this custom token import. And it's just saying verify that you have the correct token address, which we know that we do. So I'm going to hit continue swapping. And we are swapping from ETH, so I'm gonna have to play around with some numbers a little bit to get 85,000 win. Okay, so 0.01 ETH is bringing up 73,000. So let's add a little more ETH to this. And it's fetching quotes for me every time that I update this. All right, so I'm not too picky to be exactly 85,000. So 0.012 ETH, which is roughly $27.68 right now, will yield me 88,000 win. It's showing me that the ETH gas fee will be 0.7, so 70 cents. Max fee could be up to $1.20. I am absolutely okay with that. Those are great fee numbers right now. So I'm going to proceed by hitting this swap button. And this may take some time. Sometimes it's very quick. Sometimes it may take the full 2 minutes. If it ever does take the full 2 minutes and fail, don't worry. Just go through the whole process again, and then hopefully you get picked up on the next swap. So this looks like one that's going to take a little while. Alrighty, there we go. Swap complete. So now, whenever you hit close, you will see your Ethereum balance drop and your win balance has gone up. So you now have successfully purchased some win from the spot market that you own. I'll show you a little process about how we are selecting these. So I'm going to go to a website called Dex Screener. And I have if y'all saw me do that, I got the token contract address on my clipboard again, and I'm going to paste that into the search bar here and bring up win. And then I'm going to look at the win ETH pair. We'll get into this a little deeper on another subject day, but this is paired against Ethereum and win. So because I swapped Ethereum for win, that's the pair that I want. I'll click on that. And then I will actually go through and look at the transactions here. And there is my transaction. I can see my wallet address. I can see the amount of win that I purchased. Or actually, that's not me, is it? Maybe it is. Maybe I had some slippage in there. Let me go to Dex Tools, actually. If you're not familiar with these, there's also another one called dextools.io, because sometimes those transactions seem like they're not picking up from being on Dex Tools. And then I'll paste that address in here. Go back to win ETH. And if it's not there, I'll show y'all one other place that I'll check without complicating too much on y'all. Yeah, so I'm going to go back into the win USDT pool because it probably converted my Ethereum to USDT to purchase. Yep, so here it is. All right. So we'll be checking all of these pools and rewarding people. So my transaction actually was decided on chain that my Ethereum was sold for USDT, and then the USDT was swapped for win. So it does that sometimes through Uniswap to save you on cost depending on liquidity. So again, this is how we're going to find y'all. And it looks like there's some other people that have already started participating and they've hit the same pool. So again, we're going to index all of these. We're going to see everyone that's participating in this time frame. and pick a wallet at random and distribute those rewards to and announce that. And that's pretty much all I had for tonight. Denise, do you have any good questions that have arose?
Not yet, but we can open up the chat if you want to. You guys want
Okay.
to post some questions? What was that
Yeah, they
website?
said, can we purchase with USDT? Yeah, you can purchase with the USDT. Like I said, we're gonna be checking all those different pools.
Can you post that website that you're accessing it in?
The DEX tools?
Yeah.
Yes. And then I'll post both of them just so sometimes people have a preference of one or the other. I love Dex Screener, but I also love Dex Tools.
Do you know where people can find the contract address for another one of the blockchains, like Give, for example?
Yes. So all of those should be inside of the blockchain boost. If they're not, we will add them all. That's a tool that has steadily been added upon. So that link tree should have them. Discord is another place too that it has all of the links associated. So they have like the DGF sites. Um, they have the charters, they have the token contract addresses inside of them. So if you're not familiar with Discord just yet, I understand, but if you are, the links are also posted inside of the Connect Discord. Yes, CoinMarketCap has the contracts as well. Purchase win in the Switch account. No, the promo is just doing the dexes because that's how we are looking at the transaction data to be able to distribute it since this is community driven.
I'm just scrolling through the chat here. Can we purchase Win in our Switch account?
Yeah, so that's what I was kind of just hinting at was no, but it needs to hit the dexes, the decentralized exchanges, so that we can check the transactions to be able to reward the random users.
Okay. Explain community-driven promos versus Connect promos.
Yeah, so community driven promos, it's just us community members that are taking an active approach to kind of share the knowledge and applications of what we've learned. And we're coming together and utilizing our own resources and just kind of driving these promotional challenges together to get the community up to speed in education because we'll be much more powerful as a whole whenever we're all on the same level.
Okay, let's see. The keyword, we did give that out already. Well, let me drop the link again. And then instead of saying it, I'm going to put it in the chat because we've already said it. So when those people are listening in on the recording, they got to watch the whole thing, not just the very end. So
There you go. Smart.
let me grab that keyword 1 second. There you go. Okay, let's see. Okay, I transferred Win to a new wallet owner yesterday. It hasn't shown up yet.
So that's something that we recommend utilizing the blockchain explorers. So whether it was Win ERC20 or Win native, I'm not sure on that. And if you want to, you can reach out on Discord and we can look at these things together. But if you take your wallet address and put it in that network's block explorer, you can look at all the transactions and see like where it actually went, where it was received, whether, maybe and I'm not sure, like maybe you pasted a wrong address, a wallet address, and it went somewhere else, or maybe it was a MetaMask wallet, and you can confirm that it went there, and that person just needs to import the Win ERC20 token contract address to be able to see it, but it actually is inside of that account. But without more information, I'm really not sure how to help other than saying access the block explorers because it'll tell you exactly what happened there.
Cool. Okay, so can we invite other people to the blockchain meeting and how? If you're referring to this happening right now, this is part of the challenge that you guys have all been participating in. We're in week 6 of, I think it goes to 10. And so they can't participate in the challenges itself, but they're more than welcome to join these calls still. We just have like this closed beta group for reporting and tracking. So we're not adding any additional people to that, but they're more than welcome to join these calls. And then all the replays will become available inside the Mighty app when we release that to everybody. So these calls that we're on right now, we are recording them. So that will be used in the future. Okay, let's see. They used native Win on that transaction, by the way.
Native Win. So yeah, you have to use the native Win block explorer to verify.
All right, cool. Any last questions before we wrap up? Go ahead and post them in the chat. Can't watch the blockchain recording from last week. Is it from week 5, or are you talking about from Monday? Week 5. That's interesting. If you've scrolled down to the bottom and marked everything as complete, we'll probably have to troubleshoot that with you. So go ahead and submit a support ticket on that, and they'll be able to help you figure that part out. Okay, is the native Win Explorer in the tree?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay.
It's right there. I can't remember if it's right above or right below the contract address. I believe it's the very bottom thing inside of the Win section.
Cool. Okay. And we are starting to put out a lot more information in those newsletters that go out on Fridays. So this week we will be highlighting all those really cool links. So watch out for that newsletter. Yeah, sounds like everybody's just saying thanks for being such a great teacher today, Jake.
Oh, well, thank you all for being here. I mean, I love doing this. This is really my passion, and I'd love for it to become everyone else's passion, So as much as you can deep dive and learn, because this is very, very, very powerful stuff. And again, once we collectively are on that level as a community, what could get in our way?
Definitely. Yep. All right. Okay. We're going to end a little bit early tonight. So you guys go enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. We appreciate you guys. And thanks, Jake.
Yes. Thank y'all so much. Have a great one.
Have a good night.